The Vortaxian Empire, a powerful and technologically advanced civilization, is known for its strict adherence to customs and laws. One of the most stringent of these laws is the prohibition of interspecies relationships. The Vortaxians believe that maintaining the purity of their species is crucial for their cultural identity and survival. This belief is deeply ingrained in their society, and any violation of this law is met with severe consequences. Princess Arya, the youngest daughter of the Vortaxian Emperor, is a respected diplomat. She is known for her intelligence, grace, and unwavering dedication to her people. Her mission is to foster diplomatic relations with other species while upholding the traditions and laws of her empire. Arya's latest mission takes her to Earth, a planet that has recently made significant technological and scientific advancements. The goal is to establish a cooperative relationship that could benefit both civilizations. Upon arriving on Earth, Arya is struck by the stark differences between her home planet and this new world. The humans are diverse and curious, and their advancements in science and technology are impressive. However, the political tension between humans and Vortaxians is palpable. There is mutual distrust, and both sides are cautious in their interactions. Arya's mission is to bridge this gap and find common ground. She attends a major scientific conference where leading minds from both species gather to share knowledge and ideas. It is here that she first encounters Dr. Michael Reed, a renowned human geneticist. Michael's work in advanced fertility treatments has garnered international acclaim, and he is eager to share his findings with the Vortaxians. As Arya and Michael engage in discussions about genetics and the potential for collaboration, they find themselves drawn to each other. Their shared passion for science and discovery creates a bond that transcends the initial barriers of their species. They spend hours discussing the intricacies of genetics, the possibilities of interspecies cooperation, and their hopes for the future. One evening, after a particularly engaging discussion, they find themselves alone on a terrace overlooking the city. The conversation shifts from professional to personal, and they share stories about their lives, their cultures, and their dreams. The connection between them deepens, and for a moment, they forget about the laws and consequences that loom over them. Despite knowing the risks, Arya and Michael's relationship becomes more than just a professional partnership. They meet secretly, driven by a desire to explore the connection they feel. This bonding becomes a pivotal event in their lives, as they both realize the profound impact they have on each other. As their relationship grows, Arya becomes acutely aware of the forbidden nature of their bond. The laws of her empire are clear, and the consequences of violating them are severe. She is torn between her duty to her people and her emerging feelings for Michael. The internal conflict consumes her, as she grapples with the realization that she is in love with a human. Michael, too, understands the gravity of their situation. He knows that their relationship could not only jeopardize Arya's mission but also create a political scandal that could derail the fragile peace between their species. Despite this, he is unable to deny his feelings for her. Their secret meetings continue, each one filled with the tension of impending discovery. They share moments of joy and tenderness, but the shadow of their circumstances looms large. Arya's internal struggle intensifies as she tries to reconcile her duty with her heart. One night, after a particularly intense discussion about the potential consequences, Arya and Michael come to a painful decision. They acknowledge that their relationship, as it stands, cannot continue. The risk is too great, and the potential fallout too severe. However, their bond is undeniable, and they agree to find a way to be together, no matter the cost. Arya returns to her duties with a heavy heart, knowing that her love for Michael has put her in an impossible position. She is determined to find a solution, even if it means challenging the very laws that define her existence. The stage is set for a journey that will test their love, their resolve, and their belief in a future where their bond can exist without fear. As Arya and Michael part ways, they are both filled with a sense of determination. Their forbidden connection has set in motion a series of events that will change their lives forever. The consequences of their relationship are yet to unfold, but one thing is certain: their love is a force that cannot be ignored, and they are willing to fight for it, no matter the cost. Arya sat quietly in her quarters, staring at the small device in her hand. It had just confirmed what she had suspected for days: she was pregnant. The implications of this discovery were overwhelming. As a Vortaxian princess, her duties and the laws of her people were clear. An interspecies relationship was forbidden, and now she carried the undeniable proof of her transgression. Her mind raced with the possible consequences, but amidst the fear there was a profound sense of wonder. She was carrying Michael's child, a unique blend of Vortaxian and human. This child could be a symbol of unity, or a harbinger of disaster. She knew she had to tell Michael. Later that evening, Arya met Michael in their secret rendezvous. His eyes widened in shock as she revealed the news, but his initial reaction was one of joy. He placed a hand on her abdomen, feeling a connection to the life growing within her. However, the reality of their situation quickly set in. They both understood the grave danger this pregnancy posed. After a long discussion, they decided to keep the pregnancy a secret. They knew that revealing it would lead to severe consequences for both of them and potentially ignite a conflict between their species. They resolved to find a way to protect their unborn child, no matter the cost. Despite their efforts to keep the pregnancy hidden, the Vortaxian authorities soon discovered the truth. A routine medical checkup revealed Arya's condition, and the news quickly spread through the ranks. The reaction was swift and severe. The scandal rocked the Vortaxian Empire, and the political ramifications were immediate. Arya was summoned before the High Council, where she faced intense scrutiny and condemnation. The council members were outraged, seeing her actions as a betrayal of their laws and traditions. The Emperor, her father, was torn between his love for his daughter and his duty to uphold the Empire's laws. The scandal threatened to destabilize the fragile peace with the humans, and the personal consequences for Arya were severe. She was stripped of her diplomatic role and placed under house arrest. The Empire demanded an explanation, and the humans were equally shocked and concerned. The political tension escalated, with both sides unsure how to handle the unprecedented situation. Arya and Michael knew they had to act quickly to protect their child and themselves. With the authorities closing in, Arya and Michael made a daring decision: they would flee. Staying meant certain doom for their unborn child, and they couldn't allow that to happen. They devised a plan to escape the Vortaxian capital and seek refuge elsewhere. They reached out to a secret network of allies who believed in their cause. These individuals, from both human and Vortaxian backgrounds, were dedicated to fostering peace and understanding between their species. The network provided them with false identities, transportation, and safe houses where they could hide from their pursuers. The decision to run was not taken lightly. Arya knew she was abandoning her duties and her family, but her priority was the safety of her child. Michael, too, left behind his career and everything he knew. They were determined to create a future where their child could live without fear. The initial days of their escape were fraught with challenges. They moved from one safe house to another, never staying in one place for more than a few days. The Vortaxian authorities were relentless, deploying advanced tracking technology and bounty hunters to capture them. One night, as they hid in a remote settlement, they heard the distant hum of search drones. They barely managed to evade capture, slipping into the dense forest under the cover of darkness. Each close call tested their resolve, but it also brought them closer together. They learned to rely on each other completely, their bonds strengthening under the pressure. Their relationship evolved as they faced the hardships of life on the run. Michael's scientific knowledge and Arya's diplomatic skills proved invaluable. They navigated through numerous dangers, from hostile environments to treacherous individuals who sought to betray them for a reward. Despite the constant threat, they found moments of solace and hope in each other's company. One significant turning point came when they encountered a secluded community of mixed-species families. This hidden enclave provided a glimpse of what their future could be. These families had created a harmonious society, accepting and celebrating their differences. It was here that Arya and Michael found a temporary refuge and a renewed sense of purpose. Their time in the enclave was brief, but it reinforced their determination to fight for their child's future. They gathered resources and information, preparing for the next stage of their journey. The community's leader, a wise elder who had experienced the hardships of interspecies relationships, offered them invaluable advice and support. As they prepared to move on, Arya and Michael reflected on the path they had chosen. They knew the road ahead would be perilous, but they were committed to each other and their unborn child. Their love had been tested and had grown stronger, and they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Their journey was far from over, but Arya and Michael were united in their goal. They would protect their child, no matter the cost, and strive to create a world where their love could thrive without fear. The future was uncertain, but they faced it together, with hope and determination. Life on the run was grueling for Arya and Michael. They constantly moved from one safe haven to another, always looking over their shoulders. The constant vigilance and fear of capture took a toll on both of them. Arya, heavily pregnant, struggled with the physical demands of their nomadic lifestyle, while Michael found himself in unfamiliar territory, far from his laboratory and the world of structured science. Their journey took them through a variety of environments, each presenting its own set of challenges. In the bustling underground markets of the trading planet Zephyr, they found temporary shelter among traders who were sympathetic to their cause. The traders, a diverse group of beings from various species, provided them with forged documents and supplies. Arya and Michael learned to navigate the complex social dynamics of these new environments, relying on the kindness of strangers and the network of allies that believed in their mission. In a remote asteroid belt, they found refuge in a hidden mining colony. The miners, rugged and wary of outsiders, eventually warmed to Arya and Michael, providing them with a temporary safe haven. Here, they met a variety of characters, each with their own stories of survival and resistance. These encounters broadened their understanding of the galaxy's complexities and the many ways different species sought to coexist. Despite their efforts to stay hidden, the Vortaxian authorities and bounty hunters were relentless. The authorities used advanced tracking technology, making it increasingly difficult for Arya and Michael to stay ahead. The constant threat of capture created a tense and stressful environment. Their journey was marred by a significant betrayal. They had placed their trust in a former Vortaxian diplomat, someone Arya had known for years and believed to be sympathetic to their cause. This individual offered them sanctuary, only to betray them for a substantial reward. The betrayal led to a near capture, with Arya and Michael narrowly escaping a trap set by bounty hunters. The close call left them shaken and wary of whom to trust. It was a harsh reminder of the dangers they faced and the high stakes of their mission. They became more cautious, vetting their allies thoroughly and relying on a smaller, more trusted circle of supporters. The experience also brought them closer together, reinforcing their determination to protect their unborn child at all costs. As Arya's pregnancy progressed, they began to notice unusual phenomena. Arya experienced vivid dreams filled with cryptic messages and symbols, while Michael observed subtle changes in her physiology that defied his scientific understanding. These anomalies hinted at the extraordinary nature of their child. When Orion was born, it became clear that he possessed unique abilities. From an early age, he demonstrated advanced cognitive and sensory capabilities, far beyond what was typical for either Vortaxian or human infants. Orion's presence had a calming effect on those around him, and he seemed to have an innate understanding of his surroundings. Michael conducted discrete tests to understand Orion's abilities better. He discovered that Orion could manipulate energy fields, a trait that neither Vortaxians nor humans possessed. This ability made Orion a beacon of hope for a future where interspecies cooperation could lead to unprecedented advancements. As Arya and Michael grew to understand Orion's significance, they realized that their child was not just a symbol of their love but a potential catalyst for a new era of unity and understanding between their species. This knowledge gave them a renewed sense of purpose and a reason to continue their arduous journey. In the midst of their struggles, Arya and Michael found a glimmer of hope. They arrived at a secluded sanctuary on the lush planet of Elysium, a place known for its natural beauty and tranquility. The sanctuary was run by a group of pacifist Vortaxians who had renounced the Empire's strict laws and sought to create a haven for those seeking peace. Here, Arya and Michael found a temporary refuge where they could rest and regroup. The leaders of the sanctuary, wise and compassionate, provided them with much-needed support and resources. They also received a message from an unexpected ally within the Vortaxian Empire, a high-ranking official who secretly opposed the Empire's rigid laws and sought to help them. This ally, using coded messages and clandestine means, offered crucial intelligence on the Empire's movements and resources to aid their escape. The information proved invaluable, allowing Arya and Michael to evade capture more effectively and plan their next steps with greater confidence. As they prepared to leave Elysium, they felt a renewed sense of hope. The support from the Sanctuary and their unexpected ally reinforced their belief that they were not alone in their struggle. There were others who believed in their cause and were willing to take risks to help them succeed. Arya and Michael set out once more, determined to find a permanent safe haven where they could raise Orion in peace. Their journey was far from over, but they now had the knowledge, allies, and renewed determination to continue. Together, they faced the unknown future with hope and resilience, driven by the belief that their child held the key to a brighter, more united galaxy. Arya and Michael knew that their journey could not continue indefinitely. The constant running had taken its toll, and they needed a decisive plan to secure a future for their child. They began to gather their allies, reaching out to those they had met along the way who believed in their cause. Traders from Zephyr, miners from the asteroid belt, and the pacifists from Elysium came together, forming a diverse coalition united by a common goal: to protect Arya, Michael, and their unborn child. In the secluded sanctuary on Elysium, preparations were made for the final stand. The leaders of the sanctuary provided strategic guidance, while Michael worked tirelessly to create defensive measures using his scientific expertise. Arya, despite her advancing pregnancy, coordinated with their allies, drawing on her diplomatic skills to unify the group. During this time, Arya and Michael shared poignant, emotional moments. They reflected on their journey, the challenges they had faced, and the love that had brought them together. As they prepared for the impending battle, they found strength in each other, vowing to protect their child at any cost. The Vortaxian authorities, having tracked them to Elysium, launched a full-scale assault. The confrontation was intense, with the air filled with the sounds of battle. Advanced Vortaxian drones swooped down, and heavily armed soldiers surrounded the sanctuary. Arya, Michael, and their allies stood their ground, determined to defend their refuge. Michael's scientific ingenuity played a crucial role in the defense. He had devised energy shields and EMP devices to disrupt the Vortaxian technology. These measures gave their coalition a fighting chance, but the Vortaxian forces were relentless. Amidst the chaos, Arya and Michael fought side by side, their determination unwavering. High-stakes action unfolded as they repelled wave after wave of attackers. The tension was palpable, with moments of suspense as their defenses were pushed to the brink. Just when it seemed the Vortaxians would overwhelm them, Arya felt the first signs of labor. The timing couldn't have been worse, but there was no stopping it. She retreated to a secure area within the sanctuary, accompanied by Michael and a few trusted allies. In the midst of the battle, Arya went into labor. The chaos outside contrasted sharply with the intense, intimate moment inside the sanctuary. Michael stayed by her side, providing support as she gave birth to their child. The tension and fear were palpable, but so was the love and hope that filled the room. Orion's birth was extraordinary. As he came into the world, a surge of energy radiated from him, filling the room with a warm, calming light. His unique abilities were immediately evident. The energy disrupted the Vortaxian technology, causing their drones to falter and their communication systems to fail. The tide of the battle began to turn. Orion's abilities continued to manifest as he reacted to the danger surrounding them. With an innate understanding, he extended his energy field, protecting his parents and their allies. The Vortaxian forces, now disoriented and struggling with malfunctioning equipment, found themselves at a disadvantage. Arya and Michael, inspired by their son's extraordinary powers, rallied their allies for a final push. The sanctuary defenders, bolstered by renewed hope, launched a counterattack. The Vortaxian soldiers, caught off guard by the sudden shift, began to retreat. In a decisive moment, Orion's energy field expanded further, creating a barrier that pushed the remaining Vortaxian forces back. The sanctuary defenders seized the opportunity, driving the invaders out of Elysium. The battle was over, and the sanctuary was safe. The aftermath was one of relief and celebration. Arya, Michael, and their allies had not only defended their refuge but had also demonstrated the power of unity and cooperation. Orion, cradled in his mother's arms, symbolized a new beginning. The Vortaxian authorities, witnessing the extraordinary events, were forced to reconsider their stance. The undeniable power and potential of Orion, a being of both Vortaxian and human heritage, highlighted the need for a new approach. The confrontation had shown that interspecies cooperation was not only possible but could lead to unprecedented advancements. As the dust settled, Arya and Michael knew that their journey was far from over. They had won the battle, but the fight for acceptance and understanding continued. With Orion by their side, they were determined to forge a new path, one where their love and their child could thrive without fear. In the end, their story became a beacon of hope across the galaxy. The final stand on Elysium was a turning point, marking the beginning of a new era. Arya, Michael, and Orion stood as symbols of what could be achieved when differences were embraced, and love was allowed to flourish. The future was uncertain, but they faced it together, ready to build a world where unity and understanding reigned supreme. The final confrontation left the sanctuary in a state of cautious relief. The Vortaxian forces had retreated, and a tentative peace settled over Elysium. Arya, Michael, and their allies tended to the wounded and began the process of rebuilding. The air was thick with the weight of the sacrifices made. Friends and comrades had fallen, and their absence was keenly felt. Arya and Michael took a moment to reflect on their journey. They had faced countless dangers, from the betrayal of trusted allies to the relentless pursuit by Vortaxian authorities. Each step had been a test of their resolve and their love. The birth of Orion had marked a turning point, but the cost had been high. They honored the memory of those who had stood by them, knowing their sacrifices had paved the way for a new beginning. As the dust settled, Orion's role in the new era began to take shape. His unique abilities had not only saved them during the battle but had also sparked a profound change in the hearts and minds of those around him. Orion, with his dual heritage, became a symbol of what could be achieved through unity and cooperation. Arya and Michael understood the immense responsibility that came with raising a child like Orion. They nurtured his abilities, teaching him the values of compassion, understanding, and the importance of bridging divides. Orion's presence brought hope, but it also brought uncertainty. They wondered how the world would treat him, and whether he would be accepted for who he was. The galaxy watched as Orion grew. Each step he took a testament to the potential for a harmonious future. He represented a bridge between humans and Vortaxians, a living proof that their differences could be overcome. Arya and Michael's hopes for his future were tempered by the fears of the challenges he might face, but they remained steadfast in their commitment to creating a world where he could thrive. With the immediate threat gone, efforts toward reconciliation began. The leaders of the sanctuary, along with Arya and Michael, initiated dialogues with both human and Vortaxian representatives. The goal was to foster a new era of cooperation, learning from the lessons of the past. Arya took on a pivotal role in these negotiations. Her experience as a diplomat and her personal journey gave her a unique perspective. She spoke passionately about the need for understanding and acceptance, using her story and Orion's birth as powerful symbols of what could be achieved. Michael, with his scientific background, contributed by highlighting the potential advancements that could arise from interspecies collaboration. These efforts slowly began to bear fruit. Trust, once shattered, was cautiously rebuilt. Joint projects in science, technology, and culture were initiated, each step forward a testament to the resilience and determination of those involved. The path to reconciliation was not easy, but it was filled with hope. As the galaxy moved towards a more unified future, Arya and Michael reflected on their journey. They had faced insurmountable odds and had emerged stronger for it. Their love had been the cornerstone of their resilience, guiding them through the darkest times. They had fought not only for their survival but for a future where their son could live without fear. The final reflections on their journey were bittersweet. They had lost much, but they had also gained a deeper understanding of what it meant to truly fight for something greater than themselves. Their story became a beacon of hope, inspiring others to believe in the transformative power of love and unity. As they looked to the future, Arya and Michael envisioned a galaxy where differences were celebrated, not feared. Orion, now a young boy with a bright future ahead of him, stood as a testament to this vision. His abilities, once seen as a threat, were now viewed as a gift that could lead to unprecedented advancements. The closing vision was one of hope. The sanctuary on Elysium became a symbol of what could be achieved when people came together. It was a place where humans and Vortaxians lived side by side, working towards a common goal. The bonds forged in battle had given way to friendships and collaborations that spanned the stars. In this new dawn, Arya and Michael found peace. They had fought for their love, for their child, and for a future where such battles would no longer be necessary. Their story was a reminder that, no matter the odds, the power of love and unity could transform even the most divided of worlds. As the sun set on Elysium, casting a golden glow over the rebuilt sanctuary, Arya and Michael stood together, their hands intertwined. Orion played nearby, his laughter a joyful sound that filled the air. They had faced the darkness and had emerged into the light, ready to embrace the future with open hearts and unwavering hope.